Hey guys, Mk.I here. This video will be slightly different from what you're used to get from me. It is still a review of some sort, however I won't go through the whole kit but rather focus on the few weak points that I noticed. In advance I need to clarify this kit is very good according to my opinion and I can only highly recommend it. That doesn't mean it is perfect and I want to talk a little bit about that in the next few minutes. I want to start with the reasons because of which this video is different and then continue onward. First, I decided to make a video after I decided to sell the kit of the HK Models Lancaster, which will be the subject of this video today. That is why I will use only stills that I prepared for the written review I already did. Anyhow, the video won't be much needed and I will point out what I want to focus your attention on, for which stills will be enough in my opinion. Second, after I published my review I got quite a few negative comments. The most annoying was from some guy who decided that I have built a couple of models in my teens and now I proclaim myself as an insta-guru, whatever that might mean, and I am talking about something that I know absolutely nothing about. No clue. Well, I think I know enough and I am entitled to an opinion about any kit that I pay for, plus the fact that this HK Models Lancaster is pretty expensive set, and that was not justified in full once I opened the box. Again, very good kit overall. Now, the third reason I have for making this video is that maybe this will allow me to deviate from the regular review slightly, which I have strict structure for. Maybe it is time to offer something new. Based on the reactions, I might do another video similar to this one which will debunk the myth of AMK's flawless MiG-31, which has quite a few flaws actually. Now on to the Lancaster kit. I start with the Photo-etched sheet. The Photo-etched sheet with HK Models Lancaster is small and features mostly seat belts and some plates. Something in regards to the turrets maybe, forgive me I forgot what was exactly. And those plates are very simple actually, and that is the reason why I cannot take them seriously at all. The Photo-etched plate is not very thin, which beats me, considering the seat belts. They require flexibility, thus thickness is inappropriate here. The Photo-etched sheet is not colored either, which is justified by the plates I mentioned, but not very clever considering the seat belts again. Now in my opinion, this sheet was added to the kit because marketing a product that features Photo-etched looks better than one that doesn't. Photo-etched parts are somewhat mandatory for 21st century kits. Good enough. Not a Photo-etched sheet that looks like this one though. This is 20 or something years in the past as quality. It is true Trumpeter adds similar Photo-etched, which is thick and chunky, but Trumpeter are mediocre with their accuracy and that is very understandable because of the quantity of the kits they release each year, new toolings and new toolings over and over again. I can forgive them this flaw just because of that. HK Models, on the other hand, release limited number of kits and I cannot forgive them adding this Photo-etched sheet inside. Aftermarket companies will solve this issue. I personally hope that Edward will explode with a huge Photo-etched set because interior allows for such with the Lancaster. Not to mention seatbelts and color sheets for the cockpit that Edward are capable of releasing. Besides them, there are others too that will approach this kit more seriously. I trust that it deserves it, especially in that scale. So all in all, the Photo-etched sheet here is mediocre. In appearance, in engineering, in its very essence. With or without it, HK Models missed the point here, and by adding this they made me laugh, nothing more. I wasn't impressed, nor I will ever deal with that photo etch if I have to build this kit. Next are the decals. Decals are from Cartograph. They are the best of the best in what they do. Their decals are with proper colors, easily applicable, and very forgiving. The thing is, decals with that size might cause problems for some. It is a good thing on one hand because most can be done based on that. But we are talking about the out-of-the-box kit, not about the opportunities that it presents for the aftermarket companies. So out of the box, the HK Models Lancaster decals are made by the best company, but I trust that the roundels and probably the letters could have been done by either mask or photo etch. I got a backfire about this in my written review. A person who is experienced won't have problems with the decals and blah blah blah. Bullshit. I know a guy, his name is Martin, and he's from UK. He's my friend. He's one of the very best scratch builders that I know, and he rips out his models showing amazing internals such that mediocre modeler like myself can only dream of. He has issues with the decals though. I've seen silvering on his models, bubbles and whatnot. That doesn't make him lame noob, he just hasn't mastered the decals. Simple as that. So the decals here might be a problem for some. And there were different options that Hong Kong models never exploited, like the photo etch I mentioned. Not bad, just a comment, nothing more. Never meant to underestimate Cartograph though. However, in my opinion, using decals with this kit will create issues for some and for all, and without any doubt will limit the amount of weathering applicable on the model and on the insignia in particular. Masking out and painting the letters and the roundels as well as all possible insignia will give you indispensable opportunities to weather the model. Besides, we'll create a surface that is equal and homogenic and will spare you the hassle to use gloss varnishes before and after the decal application. Less layers, better appearance. That is not without its limitations though, too. Everything has two sides. That is all I'm saying. The clear parts. This is the next. There are two sprues of those, in general, very good, but not as much as other companies' examples. Many people are annoyed and criticize me for the comparisons I made. In my opinion, this is the only way to get the idea what you're getting exactly with this kit, or any other kit. However, annoyed or not, I will add that compared to Tsukimura, Tamiya, or Miniart, as well as a couple of others, those here are inferior. They bend the light and they have magnifying effects, which considering the amount of internals to be seen will be troublesome. They are not that bad, but they are not that good either. The sprues themselves are too thin, and upon receiving the kit I already had couple of parts detached and then I detached couple more. Not on purpose, of course. There are scratches, and not by rubbing the parts in between the envelopes, rather some which are production defects. They are very small and quite negligible, however, that doesn't mean that they aren't there. Nothing that should worry you though. Overall, the quality is good enough for me. All the hysterical comments that I read about the review was that I bashed and trashed this kit, which is not true at all. I like it. It is not perfect, but it's not worst kit either, especially seen here with the clear parts. You have to be very careful with those, that is all. Nothing unexpected considering the amount of the windows and the sheer size of this behemoth in that scale. Now on to the most problematic area. The color instructions. This one really exploded. And this one is the biggest flaw of the kit in my opinion. What you see here are the color schemes, emphasizing on the word color. There is no colors here. It is black and white schematics. This is something that a company of the level of Zvezda does better, and they are on the bottom of the list of companies under a title of mediocrity. I would advise here to not post me any comments about Zvezda because I know a lot about their models, and even though they have some hits, last couple of years mostly, most of their kits are misses. They are good if we get a hot tub time machine and blast ourselves into the early 90s. Besides, quantity have been documented, but quality from Russia is something completely different, and it is more or less a unicorn with very few exceptions. Back to the instructions about the camouflage. On the side of the box there are color profiles, and they look great. Superb, I might say. Why Hong Kong Models never added a leaflet with those in the box is beyond me. Okay, the instruction sheet features nice paper. Cool, it is clearly depicted, even better. But why embed the color schemes in it when it won't work good enough? Why not add a simple leaflet double-sided with the colors properly depicted? That isn't going to cost a ton of money, especially considering the fact that this kit sells for something like 350 up to 450 euros in Europe. By the way, the top of the plane features camouflage, which is slightly different in between the two variants featured. We have 3 planes, 2 equal in appearance and 1 very slightly different. That means double-sided A4 sheet could have done it good enough. Now again, 350 up to 450 euros in Europe. This is a price that you can get an old used car for in Italy, for example. Even my wife came up with an idea. Hong Kong Models could have uploaded the color sheet somewhere and give a link to that so one will be able to download it and print it properly. Even an A2 sheet where you can use the camouflage pattern in scale 1:1 and paint the model accordingly. Such a print costs something like 10 euros depending on where you're at. Excuse me for comparing everything in euros with this particular kit, but those are the prices that I'm more familiar with considering the Lancaster, and dollar value of a print, for example, differs depending on where you're at state to state in US. For UK and Canada, I have no clue. But I'm guessing it will not be overly expensive. Now in my written review I expressed my surprise about the involvement of Large-Scale Modeler and HK Interactive and the fact that the kit ended without color sheet. Especially HK, I wrote. LSM guys, or to be specific 2 of them, got in touch with me. Their involvement apparently was limited to the outer dimensions of the kit. They also claim that they have particularly zero influence over the final product. My apologies if that offended someone there. In general, I think that you guys did a great job. Still, it beats me why HK Interactive agreed to black and white sheet. Maybe they were also limited in terms of influence and communication with Hong Kong Models. In the end, whoever gave the green light to this kit with this lacking color instruction sheet made a mistake. Not a small one too. Maybe for some of you this is not a problem. Honestly, for me it isn't one too. That doesn't mean the product doesn't have this scar on its reputation. Someone told me Hong Kong Models always did black and white instructions. So, aren't we all here to evolve and improve ourselves and our products? I think so. Hey, Hong Kong Models, if some of you guys are listening, fix this please, you're embarrassing yourselves. And the solutions are not very hard not costly too. I doubt that anyone will suffer if you find a way to give your clients color schemes. I am guessing everyone will be happy, more happy than they are currently, at least. On the other hand, everything else with the kit is great. It doesn't feature stressed skin, and probably Wingnut Wings Lancaster will be far more advanced. Wingnut wings is another thing that people complained about in my review, and especially the parallels I made. Yes, Wingnut will most likely be better. Not only because it comes from a flawless company that produces one of the best kits ever made, but because they will introduce the stress skin concept to the modeling world, and they will do it with the loud bang with this huge beast. They will probably have colored instructions, more history, color photos, colored booklet, whatever. I am speculating, of course, but my point of pointing out these expected things, I would say facts, but they are not yet such. So my point is, any reasonable fella would prefer either to get both kits and live with the consequences and the features that they have, or to wait until the Wingnut Wings release later this year, their Lancaster, and to pick the right one of the two available for him or her. That was my conclusion in the written article too. Get them both. Anyhow, this kit is great. Everything, even the stuff I never liked, like the whole wing molded concept, is justified. I love it. Good kit. Great actually. But the hairy but comes from the fact that Wingnut are on their way to step up into World War II scene, and this, my friend, followers, fans, and haters too, will rock the modeling world for good. I trust that Wingnut Wings and their Lancaster will blow us away, something that this kit failed to do. Maybe it blew away the Lancaster fans. That was all. It is good, that is a fact, but nothing overly spectacular besides its size. What I expect from Wingnut Wings is the blue pill from the Matrix, from which you can never go back. They will open a new realm in which we will live in the next decade or so. So, that was all about the HK Models Lancaster I had to say. Lovely kit, highly recommended. I would advise to wait for Wingnut Wings before you decide though. That is only in case you will get only one of them. If you want to get both, this is probably the best decision if you ask me. You know, two is more than one. Even Lancasters. Now, hit subscribe, like, and please feel free to comment down below. Different video, different approach, new year, new day, something new. The whole idea behind this is to show its weakest points. That is through my eyes only, of course. If you disagree, feel free to consider me lame and inexperienced Insta-guru who know nothing about models like this guy suggested. Or listen to my advice and wait for that blue pill from Wingnut Wings that they plan to offer us very soon. Or was that the red one? I don't remember exactly the color. It is all in the Matrix Part 1. Thank you all, especially Jim from Large Scale Modeler who kinda kickstarted me on doing that video. I lost the will to do any video about the Lancaster, but he helped me a lot. He has no clue he did it, but he did. Thank you all. I'll see you in the next one. Maybe it will be something similar, maybe it will be a classic review. Who knows? Time will tell.